All right, we are recording, so we're going into public utilities with Brad Arnold.
Okay. I'm really not asking for anything. My budget's pretty much laid out with projects and everything going on this year. There is a few, things I have asked for, and, one of them would be replacing the last old truck that I have. It's Enterprise. And I've increased, asked for an increase on, utilities. Because of Dominion, I think they're going up, what is it, 9%? And it may end up going up some more, I don't know. So I just increased that by 20%.
Your water side of things, down here, and I'm jumping ahead to say, I need to jump ahead, I'll get there in a little bit. The fuel for the vehicles and everything, you're not asking for, you're not bumping that up a little bit more, or are you, on the reason wrong?
No, I didn't really ask for an increase, probably need to though. I did overlook that one, that is a very good point. I probably need to bump that up. 10 or
Well,
15% at least, yeah.
in the economic picture since he started on this. But
Yeah, I get it, that's why I'm having, if you can tell me what's gonna happen, second month from now, come.
Yeah,
Talk to you.
yeah. But you're right, I probably do need to go up 15% on that at least, probably, so.
You sure do. Yeah, because you and I have the water and the sewer tactics for those two different tactics.
So, I'm trying to figure out, keep on going, I just wanna bring that to your attention, make sure.
Oh, you're right.
You jumped in, I'm gonna jump in back on the truck. How old's the truck you're talking about replacing?
2016.
It's 2016, how many miles?
135 or 36,000. I mean, it's not a whole lot.
Yeah, so, okay, right.
And on the equipment line item, I'm just asking for a thumb attachment for our mini and a 1 foot digging bucket. Reason I'm asking for the 1 foot digging bucket, everybody knows that there's a lot of stuff in the ground, and sometimes a 1 foot digging bucket comes in very handy.
I'm 150% supportive of that. I was really in my you. I would like that 1 foot bucket last Friday.
It's not even fair for him, because he comes in and says, hey, I need this, I need that. And if only you got a utility guy and the mechanical guy, you know what you do.
Mom, tell me what it is. Is it big time? Is it big money? Yes, I'm not just kidding. I don't know.
It saves
What is it? Like, I just don't know.
it's the digging bucket that goes on the mini, it's 1 foot wide.
Like it's an attachment to like.
Yeah, it's a.
If you put the pipe in,
Okay.
if you put the pipe in there,
Yeah.
you need a bucket to dig a wide trench for the pipe. But if he's putting it in 3
He doesn't
4
need
inch,
that. It's a
you don't need to dig
short-
a gigantic hose.
Gotcha.
Put it back in.
Okay, so it's an attachment.
A lot of times people were digging around telephone lines.
Because I'm not mechanical. I need things supposed to not mechanical. Good deal. Thanks.
But, basically, I mean, I'm not asking for any big ticket items. I mean, those are the three things that I'm asking for, and I just increased, due to economy, some other line items, and that's my budget. I mean, in a nutshell.
With increasing your rate, what does that do for the average Gates County citizen as far as the water bill?
Well, we're gonna come back to you with that.
Yeah.
Because, we just went from the bi-monthly billing to the monthly billing.
Right.
And we've had a rate study done. We'd like to, we just haven't,
Yeah.
William and Brad and I have not spent enough time working on to bring a recommendation.
I'm in the same spot exactly,
It's a whole
Joe.
lot easier if the board were to work with a plan to develop on incremental annual basis rather than hitting folks 1 year with a $10.
Yeah.
So your rate study will come back right and tell us, hey, we recommend you go up 4% or 9%. Our rate study, just like I said, they recommend it's going up 17% for 3 years, which is, oh my God. So I think that's really cool. Honestly, I'd support it. That's a tough little spot sometimes. But if you've got a fresh rate study that looks at that, it's a guess, but it's hopefully a good guess. I think that's, I'm
No,
for
I
it.
just had to go for the deal, man. What you talking about?
I'm telling you, it could get a lot worse if we have to spend a lot of money later to be begging for grants. So,
His,
okay.
that was built into his AIA grants, both for water and
Right.
wastewater.
So the rate study there, you have it in hand there? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, you know that, man.
All right.
No, that is right on point. Long term, the board needs to keep this utility viable.
97% or something of the municipalities in the United States don't do it. And all of them absolutely should. The 3% that do it, still don't do it perfectly, but they don't end up suddenly having big giant failures and stuff. Everywhere where there's big failures, a lot of problems, they don't do this. It's part of the reason we're having to spend money with grants. So I'm lecturing to the choir here, but I'm totally supportive.
I love listening when somebody gets on something they're passionate about, you know?
I think it's a great
We're
idea.
good.
All I hear is spending my money, that's all.
I pay a more.
Okay. So nothing really crazy in here.
No,
Okay. No big ads, you're not trying to hire 15 new people.
No,
all the
no.
different things. Okay.
no.
So I'm going to ask the question now, I'm sorry, this is Dave's agenda somewhere. So the sewer system, you operate a wastewater plant,
Two,
right? A wastewater process. So billing customers, right now, the customers are effectively the school systems, right? And
We had middle school, high school, credit union, Gates House, and the community center.
right, so
That's
you
all.
set the sewer rates for operation of the plants. Do we have a pump station that we own for any of those, or all have their own pump stations to force maintenance to us?
All of them have their own board.
Right, okay. So the reason I'm asking this, obviously.
we've got a pump station in Honey Pot that we can.
Right, so TS Cooper, when it goes online, obviously school system will be paying for that. Are y'all prepared to adjust rates so they pay their share or whatever, wastewater, et
But,
cetera?
you know, when the schools pay their share, you pay their share.
Well, I get that, the state also pays part of that,
Right.
so that's a little bit better.
The plan that has been put forward is that the debt service for the wastewater treatment plant, the TS Cooper and the Butler would be paid for through the school capital reserve fund. And if all of you came online the same day, it would be $130,000 a year for that 20-year
Right.
period. Because we don't have the customer base. We hope to tie on to other.
Well, I think that's my whole issue with the buck thing, is that I see it for TS Cooper and all, it's the law enforcement, et cetera, and the schools we can, that can stay, if they're part of it. The Buckland one is when it concerns me with the school no longer going to be there, and eventually, I don't believe in the whole, if you build it, they will come thing for certain areas, and that's my problem, is how the rate will be set. If we build the Buckland one and put a pump station in there, and the school's not going to be paying for that. It's going to suddenly become the taxpayers and the burden of the taxpayers, or if you do it correctly, the few customers you have, credit union, et cetera, they're going to be paying an increased portion from
Oh, they'd be
operation.
huge.
Yeah.
If you were
So
dividing.
that's my concern is about the Buckland, the operational cost and the need for it. If the school's not going to be the bill payer operation, part of that, and taking a share of the plant operation.
Well,
Well,
I guess.
still in the building, they're still gonna be.
Well, yeah,
But it's the needs on there, there's not 250 kids going to the bathroom all day every day. The need for it is.
but we're talking planning 50 years for infrastructure. And to get a line to Buckland puts us just a couple of miles to the town gates and a couple of miles to Highway 13.
Why don't we build a part of the highway, one of the health department, I mean, we're guessing where we think the development's going to be. I don't believe in building facilities for a guessing where we think development's going to
But
happen.
again, we've got our future land use plan that identifies those corridors. We've been talking about Highway 13 with 4-lane
Yeah.
divided highway. That's the most likely place to get
Right.
a Hardings or a Duck Through or.
Yeah, and that is part of the responsibility of the county management is project forward where we're going.
Yeah. Most municipalities, I should say, I don't know many municipalities that build a pipeline in anticipation of development. When they do, they usually get grief for it. It's like building a highway to nowhere. You hear that all the time when people build roadways, say, well, we're gonna get development up here, we're gonna build a highway. And 20 years later, they've been paying on the highway. And that's my problem is I see us building a pipeline, putting a pump station in place, and somebody's gonna pay for that for a lot of years, taxpayers, et cetera, and operators, before we extend even further out to a potential developer of some sort that might come to there. And I'm sorry, we're devolving, my tempo is
This is key, because if the board, we are working real hard to get ready to sit in front of the LGC, William, because we've got 3 loans. But one, TS Cooper and the wastewater treatment rehab. And all of those were predicated on not using sewer rates to pay the debt, but to use the school capital reserve. We put
for the construction.
for the construction, just the
For the
construction.
construction, yeah.
That operating piece will be handled through the utility fund, but there are 2 cost centers, the water side, the wastewater.
Right. And the wastewater will be the one with this financial burden in place. And the number of bill payers for wastewater is that comparatively speaking. So I mean, it's gonna be the operational cost, it's gonna be super.
And I guess my question would be, would the school, would it still be able to be done with this, the central office out there without students? Like you were saying, like
Yeah,
I'm
but I'm
asking.
saying it's a rate, you put it, but you put it in the rate of flow. And so if the flow goes way down out there, and we're only pumping a tiny amount, there's gonna be only a small amount coming from out there in the overall wastewater enterprise, right?
What kind of agreement that the school has already signed up there?
Well, what they've agreed to is to they have turned over their on-site wastewater to our county.
Yeah.
So we will own that, we will maintain that, and in the eyes of the state, we are regionalizing because those 2 permitted units will no longer exist. They'll all be part of the Gates County wastewater.
But part of the reason they weren't working was because of the loading rate, which was gigantic with all those kids in there, which is gonna drop off to almost nothing.
See, that's what I'm asking, I understand the logistics of things like that, like that's fine.
So the agreement that's in place now is that the county owns dealing with their,
We will, we don't own it yet. They still are the operational
the
owners.
agreement's in place there, right?
That when we build it, we'll take over.
Yeah, once it's built, we'll take
Yeah.
it. Right now,
Yeah, that's
they're
for
trying
sure.
to operate.
But again, if we're not gonna go forward with this plan, the other consideration for the board is if we've spent a lot of money designing and permitting that public Buckland school line, that we may or may not get reimbursed for, since that was part of the grant and the loan.
$200,000, right?
Several hundred thousand. I mean,
Okay, we're gonna spend $100,000 a year at least in the operation of that thing and staffing and maintenance and et cetera. So 3 years, the 3 years of cost, that's the way I see it. I've thought about this a bunch. So I mean, I just don't believe in if we build it, they will come. We're only building halfway to where we think this development area is gonna be in the long-term plan. Anyway, my intent was not to try and hash this
I
out.
mean,
But I do
I'm
think,
saying,
since like you're saying, you go in front of the OGC, it is worthwhile that we make a conscious decision of balancing and looking at who's gonna pay for those costs and what the ownership is. And quite honestly, if the school doesn't, if we weren't to have the central office move out there, if it was you moved out there, okay, then you need to become the owner and operator of that facility because that will be us. But I mean, you better be right there and operate the system than the very guys that run the wastewater, to run the existing systems, which, once you get them functioning, especially for a small loading rate, those aren't.
well, right, that's the best part that's come out of this conversation, possible.
But, you know, I realize I'm seeming to try to drive an agenda, but I really do think we need to have very fixed, look at the numbers, look at the reality of what the costs are to be long-term, not a.
And I'd like to have a chance to
Yeah.
calculate those numbers.
Yeah, I just would ask that we do that before we because the ship has sailed. I don't think the ship has sailed. I think we've launched from the shore, but it's not too late to go back to shore before we cross the ocean. And that's
and
my
I would just
analysis.
say that if we are gonna have numbers looked at, they can be looked at sooner than later, because I know it's a question that's been being brought up for 6 months or more at this
Yeah.
point. So we can have those numbers looked at so that a decision can be made before we are too far from shore. That would be ideal, I think. Right.
We're looking at Buckland, we've got these 2.
Yeah.
commercial areas where that gives us a leg to,
And I'll say, I'm of the mindset, I disagree. I do think if you build it, something that if you actively engage and pursue things, well, you're actively seeking, but
We
my,
already have businesses that wants to build on the 13th corridor.
Right.
And we keep getting turned down because we don't have the solar.
but my question would be, how much is it gonna cost in the interim?
Even if it costs $10 million, who cares? At the end of the day, it's about getting the money that's, so we can further the future of this county. It's about the future. It's about 50 years from now. What does it look like? And you got to plan now and start putting things in place now. So when you have the money that's available, you do it now. So that way, when you have a rural farm that wants to put
I
something.
mean, that sounds good, narrative, but the problem is somebody's gonna pay the.
Well, that's my
cost
question.
For a bunch of years, and no offense, Gates County, yes, it's growing, we're getting some housing development, but it might be 30 years till somebody really builds it.
There's businesses reaching out to Miss Lisa every day.
We just don't have
I heard that 3 or 4 years ago, that that's what was gonna happen to the Merchant Center. Oh, there's businesses that reach out every day. Brian said they were discussing the big box store back then, and that's never come to fruition 3 years later. So I mean,
But we already had one big announcement. US rings.
in
We got
terms of-
we got two more announcements. That's not big public. And then there's other small little ventures that want.
But they're not coming to Gates County yet, and so we need to have an infrastructure so they come to Gates County. It's great they're coming to surrounding areas, but the county is where we need revenue. And that's, I think, the tie. No, I do think that like the building it is not the issue. My concern was when you said it could end up being a cost to those that are using the service, whether it's astronomically different.
legally, has to be.
So it's gonna be costing those that are tied in, that are using it astronomically
Big
more,
bucks.
a lot more, and that's
So
my
if you have
concern.
like $1,500 a month sewer
Yeah.
bill as a small business, you're gonna be living.
So that's my concern.
Is the loan for?
well, again, is we've got the debt service set up to come from the school capital
But
reserve.
we can't,
Because we've got a stream
For
of
the
debt
construction.
for the debt service, yeah, for the construction.
Right,
Yeah, then it'll be the sewer rate that'll pay the operation.
Right.
Instead of be spread countywide between the three legs.
so can we get the numbers looked at, like we were talking about, and get that
yeah,
reported back before
yeah.
budget
So-
time? Yeah.
Wawa came to us the other day, and we said, we don't have a sewer line anywhere near you. They said, well, we'll build a pump station and put in a 2-mile pipeline to your nearest pump station. I think this is a paper tiger that a big company comes and says, oh, you had sewer, you look, they'll do an awful lot to get this way. I don't think that we should be trying to freak out and put in place utilities for potential future companies. I'm telling you, I see this every day. These guys come and say, what can we do to make it happen? Chiefs, another gas station, there's Smithfield, Virginia, right? We came in and says, we want to build a gas station, right? There's no road, we'll build the road.
But the thing is, those localities that you're mentioning, they have the customer base to support those big businesses to where they are willing to come pay and put something in. We have a lower customer base. If we're going to have to incentivize any businesses to come in, we're gonna have to work somewhere with infrastructure on them. Because we don't have the customer base. They're looking at how fast can I make a return on this? Like, okay, if I'm in Smithfield, I'm gonna do this. There's, so many
I don't think
thousands
the
more.
cost of sewer installation, when you have a big corporation that's gonna spend $800 million, the cost of a $2 million sewer line is not, but I don't think that's a detriment. I think we're overemphasizing that, but that's me. So
I'm just telling you what, the people that I've talked to, the different developers that I've talked to, like the business, like looking at gas stations, looking at different things, that's what they've mentioned. That is what I've been told, because you have such a low population, you have low traffic, we gotta have a buy-in. We're not given a buy-in, we have no buy-ins to offer at this point. If we want anything on
still
13, so to speak,
have halfway,
which is better than it is now, it's halfway there.
somebody pays the bills for it to be happy.
But I am concerned about that part of it, what it's gonna look like in that, so.
Yeah.
And that's what I say, like, I see one, and I also, I think that's also a valid concern.
Legitimate concern.
Yeah.
It's a good argument.
It is. Okay, so on the budget.
Well, I wanted to mention too, that this board has helped support him in the last couple of years. I think last year with new positions.
Yeah,
You also approved a, what you call a professional development plan where when he's able to send folks to training, take the test, pass, get certified, you've been able to elevate a few salaries, and that's gonna help him in the long term
Are we fully staffed now still within your
I
department?
have one spot open.
One opening, okay. Um. Any other questions? Please.
Back to the truck, how many vehicles do you have to, regular service truck, pickup trucks, whatever?
8,
8. And the oldest one is the 2016.
correct.
And is it dedicated, one truck dedicated per employee?
Yes.
Well, you technically, it's, have you ever thought about putting traffic software and all that kind of stuff?
Yes.
We had that on.
We have,
Us, us to do it, just lower our gas bill like.
yes, we're doing it on everything that's.
The FBI, like, we're able to track a felony reports.
We have offered it for law enforcement vehicles, that offer has not been fully discussed and accepted yet, but it's a tool that's there that Enterprise is more than happy to help us have that available. And I wanted to mention too, when we sell a vehicle, under the fleet management system we have with Enterprise, they handle that sale.
Yeah,
The proceeds come back to the county in the form of, and we've had some pretty surprising numbers on some real ragged looking vehicles.
Let me ask you this, because I do, you do the same kind of work. Where do you get your vehicles washed, and do you make your individual drivers wash them periodically or whatever?
I do.
I was not doing that, and I realized that somebody made a company says, oh my God, your trucks are filthy, and I'm like, well, what the heck? And I started asking, I'm like, well, nobody's ever supposed to be doing the washing. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So your guys, each one's responsible for washing it.
Watching the truck every time.
You tell them, you have to tell them, I mean, this is personal crap, but you have to
A
tell them,
few of them have to,
yeah.
keep on them about
Yeah.
washing them, but overall, most of them, they'll wash them at least once a month anyway.
We have one guy who's immaculate outside, I went to get the truck, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm not riding with you. He'd never, I don't think I ever vacuumed it out, it's like so much dirt before, but it looked great outside.
into the budget discussion.
Yeah.
There we go.
We are,
Thanks for that.
okay.
Right.